So now we come to the next of the six remembrances that we're looking at in order to determine the attitude of a Jew who would actually cause a Chanukkah miracle. And so we're looking at how these six items that the Torah requires that we always keep in our consciousness, how they would affect a Jew, particularly in the times of the Chanukkah story, and how that would be relevant to us today. So the fifth one is to remember what God did to Miriam on the way out of Egypt. And this refers to the incident where Miriam the prophetess questions, in a conversation with her brother Aharon, she questions her brother Moshe's separation from his wife. And she doesn't even defame him or say anything negative, but she says, God speaks to us also. Why does Moshe have to be separate from his wife? And that inspires a very strong reaction from Hashem, and Miriam has to actually be sent out of the camp. She's afflicted with saras, with leprosy, and this is a model lesson in Lashon Hara, in speaking about others. Now, that's a very important lesson for us, because Miriam clearly was not defaming her brother. Everyone knew how great Moshe was. But she failed to recognize that his prophecy was unusual and not typical, and was in a totally different category. And that's what Hashem says back to her. Now, the lesson for us is that the beginning of Lashon Hara, the beginning of defaming and gossiping, speaking negatively about somebody else, is actually the inability to recognize the greatness that is found in each human being. And so Miriam, filled with love as she certainly had for her brother, she saved him, she saved his life. Miriam, filled with that love, still wasn't able to fully absorb how great he was. And therefore, our lesson is that we always should be looking for the greatness in every human being. Why? Because each human being is a reflection of the divine. And that concept is uniquely Jewish. It certainly is not consistent with Greek Hellenistic philosophy, in which the body, the physicality of a human being was worshipped and was adored and admired and seen as beautiful. But there wasn't even a discussion about the neshama, about the spirit, because that was not visible, it wasn't measurable, it wasn't knowable with the five senses, and therefore a human being was valued for what he physically accomplished and what he physically portrayed, but not for the spiritual reflection of the divine. That is really one of the important aspects of Chanukkah. When we light the menorah, we're kindling the light of the Jewish spirit. We're kindling the light that reflects the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the world. Jews understand that every human being has dignity because every human being reflects Hashem. When we look at each other, let's try to see Hashem in each other and how each person reflects an aspect of Hashem's greatness. That is truly a Chanukkah victory. Happy Chanukkah.